This is a Tape Deck podcast.
Hello and welcome to We'll Run For. This is your host Tom, and with me as always are Erin.
Hello.
Michael.
Is this you or the recording of you?
This is me. And Diana.
You sure?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know what's going on.
Oh my god.
Always
What
a
a
mess.
start. What a start.
It's always.
This
It's
one-
just the way that it is.
This one may have been worse than normal, though.
Yeah. It's not how you start. It's not how you start. It's how you finish.
Oh, that's what they say.
That's what she said.
Is
All
it?
right.
So, I feel like a lot's been going on. How is everyone?
Yeah. Tired, right? We just were saying how
yeah.
we've been traveling and
Non-stop.
tired
go.
and lots of stuff. And at one point, I was like, yay, travel, people. And now I'm like, no more travel, no more people.
Yeah. Yep, same. It's been a lot. And then even the weekends we've been home, we've had like a ton of stuff. So it hasn't even been like a relaxing weekend. So
Since August, we've had one weekend where we're home both days. That is it.
Yeah.
So after this weekend, when we go away to Florida, we have nothing for a while.
2 weeks.
Yes.
We have 2 free weekends.
We have 2 full free weekends before Michael has the Batona race. So,
Lucky you.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I plan to enjoy every moment of them sitting on my couch.
And at least that race is local.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's not like we're going anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you're volunteering, but
Yeah.
at least it's nearby.
at one point, were you going to do that race?
Yeah, that was the one that I said last episode where it was breaking news that I was dropping it. I officially dropped it. I already told Vanessa. And yeah, so I'm volunteering all day long. I'm going to drop Michael at the start, help out at the start line, and then make my way to another aid station, help out at that aid station for whenever the last runner comes through. And then I'll drive down to the finish and help out at the finish.
That's
So
good.
what have you about you guys? What have you been up to?
We did go down to Disney.
We did. We
Yeah.
went down for the 50th. So yeah, we were
how was
in.
that?
It was actually a really good weekend. We just did a long weekend, 4 days, one park each day. And we were actually in Magic Kingdom for the 50th.
Yes, and it was not nearly as crazy as we thought. We kind of prepared ourselves that we just wanted to be there on the day. If we get to ride a couple rides, that's okay. We'll just hang out and just be in the park. But because a lot of the people that were there went immediately for the merchandise, we walked by them, got a cinnamon roll at Gaston's, which was the longest line we waited in all day.
Yeah.
And then we rode basically everything in the park.
Yeah, we rode all but like 3 rides in the park.
I heard
That's
that
crazy.
the lines were super low.
Yeah, it was crazy. Most people were in line for merch. There was a virtual queue for the day of merch. And then all the influencers, of course, were in the park. So they were, if they weren't getting popcorn buckets, they were in line for all of the food so that they could be the first to take photos of the food.
With the
So,
food,
like,
yeah.
The food lines were insane. All the mobile ordering, that was like the one thing with the park. All the mobile ordering that day was jacked up. So,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, I
usually
heard that was a huge mess.
it
yeah.
was a mess. Like, we didn't have too big of a problem with it, but usually, like, you order it and then you click "I'm here" at whatever time it is, and then
Yeah,
it'll
yeah.
take like 10 or 15 minutes from when you say "I'm here." It was taking like 40 to 50 minutes, and then we were hearing people saying it was taking like 2 hours from the time they hit "I'm
Yeah.
here," and then you can't do anything else really. I guess like.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
people were,
Yeah, I mean, we
people
heard
were angry.
we definitely heard about all that kind of stuff. Did you get into any fights over merch? Were you in any of the fist fights? Were you on the news?
We did not. We did not. But we did eventually make our way into the Emporium. and we saw the line for folks that were looking for the Starbucks tumblers, and just that whole situation was ridiculous because like the cast members there were forming like a human wall to separate the line from the actual, like, while they were putting them on the shelves.
Oh my God.
It was like the worst videos you've seen of Black Friday, right? Like
the worst of humanity.
Yeah, yes. and then we were just checking like eBay throughout the day because people were posting, because people were like buying them and then immediately putting them up for sale for like, I don't know, $200-$300.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's
That's
just
insane.
so dumb.
Which was stupid because they had them all day.
All day.
Yeah. I thought about asking you to pick me up stuff, and then I was like, it's probably not even worth it. I wasn't sure what you were going to be doing, and I was like, it's not worth it.
Yeah, people were like asking, and then a lot of the merch that they announced like hasn't been released yet. So a lot of the stuff they thought was going to be in the parks that day, are just going to be released over time. So they weren't even there.
Yeah,
like that cute line of pink stuff.
Which is why I figured
out.
we're going to be in the park at some point this week. So I'll go take a look at some of the 50th stuff, and then we'll be back down there after Space Coast. So I'm like, I'll just wait. I'll just hold off and see what's available then. There's going to be something I like there, so I'll find something.
Yeah.
It's not worth fighting over.
Yeah, no.
No,
really.
it was crazy though. But no, it was great. I was so glad we were there. People were in line for like 5 hours waiting for the new fireworks show. We didn't want to do that, so we didn't have a great view. But that was fine because we'll be back again and see it.
Yeah, see it at a normal time.
Yeah. The most crowded day was Monday. We went to, I thought, Hollywood Studios. I was like, because Hollywood Studios has been so crazy, we'll go Monday. And it won't be. And I guess everyone had that plan because that was the busiest park we went to. The longest lines of every single ride, and we waited.
Oh, wow.
We didn't stay till park closed, but we stayed, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours until park closed. And lines for everything were still like 80 minutes. So
wow.
We didn't end up riding a lot. We actually should have done that Saturday, and we did Animal Kingdom on Saturday.
Okay.
So,
but, we got to go on Rise of the Resistance. That's a beautiful ride. That's amazing.
Yep.
We got to ride pretty much everything that we wanted to, but we were like, it wasn't as hot as I thought it was going to be. Like, I was really nervous that it was just going to be terribly hot and I'd just be sweating through everything. It was probably the hottest day when we were at Hollywood Studios, and like the line for Tower of Terror is, there's no shade. So we were like, we're not going to stand in that line for 80 minutes. Like, it's just ridiculous. So
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that line has shade. We just didn't want to wait in it. It's literally in the trees.
Once you get in the trees, that's how shade there,
Yeah.
But no, it was a good trip. It was busy.
Well, Michael was in OBX at one point since we took a break.
I went out with the Pogues, met up with the Pogues in OBX. We found some sunken treasure.
Or they were really just middle-aged men who played football on the beach.
Oh my God, we played
and then
football
suffered for like weeks afterwards because they were all old.
Yeah,
playing.
running in the sand for hours is really hard, by the way.
Yeah.
Diving on the sand when you're all older is not the best idea. Filming it all and then watching it later and then wondering why everything is moving so slow on the screen when it felt like it was moving in high-speed NFL, like an NFL game on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was like a game of 4-year-olds on the television. It was like... it was interesting, but no, good time down in OBX with many of the podcasting friends.
Yeah.
The tape deck crew.
Yeah, and you went out for a run and Karate did double the mileage in the time.
Karate was doing his last I think he did his last 20-miler a few days before, and then he did a 10-miler while we were there, and it probably took him just as long to do the 10 as it took me to do like 5.
He's so fast. He's so fast.
Oh God.
Yeah. So Karate was there. The whole gang.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yep.
I went to Chicago.
You went to Chicago,
which we'll get into in a little bit.
That same weekend.
Yeah, that same weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've been busy. And then this
Yeah.
weekend we were in Raleigh.
Oh yeah, we went to Raleigh.
We went
meet
to
up with
Raleigh,
Other podcasting
Another podcast
friends.
group.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've met a lot of internet friends recently.
Well, I knew
Yay.
them.
Well, yes, but I'm just saying that they're all originally internet friends.
We've all, yeah.
Between this podcast and all the other podcasts you've been a part of, we've been spending a lot of time with internet friends.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
we have. Because even when we went to Disney, we saw Dave from the Mickey Dudes podcast.
Oh, nice.
And we saw our friend Matt.
Oh, that's
What
right.
else did we
Frumpa.
Frumpa?
We saw Jen.
We saw Jen. She doesn't listen. Friend of Diana, not friend of the shows.
We saw Kate. We saw Kate, who's a friend of the show.
Oh, Kate is a friend of the show. Who doesn't
Kate-
want to be on the show, but
No,
is a
she
friend of the
Rockin'
show.
the Knob fame.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, we've been seeing people. And,
Oh,
oh,
the 5K.
well,
to
that's what I
end
was just going to talk
toxic
about. I was just
masculinity.
going to bring that up.
Totally forgot about
Because
it.
Yeah, I
Saturdays
didn't.
are for the boys.
Oh my God. Which is funny because we did it on a Sunday, but whatever.
It was pouring rain on Saturday.
It
so,
was pouring
like
rain.
torrential flood
Yeah,
warnings and
Like
everything.
we got flash flood warnings, and Connor came down with us, and his like whatever those those
His alert
those
was
alert-
not off. Yeah.
things that you
sound
get,
was
like the
on.
tornado warnings and the flash flood warnings. His sound was not off. So at like 5:30 in the morning, we had the like emergency broadcast beep coming out of his phone. We're like, what is happening?
Like, it's the
Is
end of
there
the
a tornado?
Yeah.
Is there a tornado coming? What is happening?
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
So we waited till Sunday.
Yes.
We snuck away with a few friends.
Yeah.
His friend Colleen came and ran. We were going to run
Mhm.
in Umstead.
Yep.
And
Jamie came, my friend John.
yeah, it was a nice little run.
We
Jamie
tricked,
wanted to talk to the race director, Colleen, who chose lots of hills. We did like 500 and something feet of elevation in like
6 miles.
6 miles.
Oh my
This
This
God.
was all rolling hills there.
Yeah, I did 7 miles before we went, and then went and did 6 there. So I would say Jamie's a lot like Tom with his running, with the fear of tripping on absolutely everything. And
Wait. Let me fix your headline. Jamie has good sense, is what you're saying to me. Also, the fact that we didn't hype it up and call it the Folly in Raleigh, like,
Oh
is
my
just
God.
a travesty. But
Yeah.
please continue.
look,
Well-
let's be real. Jamie's about running on the trails.
Wow.
We just put it out there.
I mean, I'd take offense, but so am I.
We
Oh, God.
yes, so
These were not even trails. This was like
this is
fire
gravel road. It was
just
a gravelly
fire
road.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I mean,
okay.
to be fair, if you're not running on loose gravel
I
regularly,
agree.
there were
agree.
larger gravel rocks too.
Yeah.
So if you can feel them under your feet, let's be fair to Jamie.
I am.
He's
I
not
agree.
used to it. It was very hilly.
It was hilly. He was not used to the
which
hills either,
also
which,
not used to.
yeah.
And Colleen and I were ahead of the guys
Way
the
ahead.
entire time. And so I believe Colleen and I are the ones who cured toxic masculinity
Yes.
because they were like, why are they running so fast? Why are they ahead of us the whole time?
Wait, wasn't it a race? Were you running with him or racing him?
Nah, we all ran together.
We goofed off.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. There was one point
Oh my
where
God.
I had I think I had stopped to pee, and then it was uphill,
Yeah.
and so Jamie was pretty far ahead. So I was like, that's when I did my little video when
Where
I
he
went below
sprinted.
him by him, running downhill, and he didn't realize I was coming, and I went past him at like flying past him, and he was like,
Yeah.
tried to take off and catch me.
And then there was
Oh.
this moment at like mile 3.5
Where everybody just
where
started sprinting.
like Jamie was like, let's do it. And he takes off sprinting. So suddenly all 5 of us are like sprinting at like 7-minute miles, like down
Nope.
this
I
dirt
hate
road for
sprinting.
absolutely no reason to get to this bridge. And when we were all done, I'm like, why? Why did I just do that?
I
Why,
don't know.
why did I follow you people?
And poor John, who came with us, hasn't run in like 2 or 3 years or something. He's retired, so he doesn't have to run anymore for his job. So he's like,
In
he's like-
pain.
he was in pain the next day.
Yes.
Felt bad.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was fun.
Yes.
And I'm glad that I convinced them that the race was just toxically
Stupid.
masculine and dumb. And so we just decided to end toxic masculinity and solve the world's problems.
And not
Finally.
race. There it is.
There
You
it
guys
is.
smashed the patriarchy in one weekend.
Yes.
Well done.
Well done.
We tricked Jamie into running hills. We
Oh, God.
smashed the patriarchy. We did it all at once. It was amazing.
Where does remind me? Where does he live? Where it's so flat?
Out by Charlotte.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, he's
Must
in North
be
Carolina.
nice.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everywhere I run has hills.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he has
true.
some hills, but not like, because I would
I
say
was gonna say Charlotte's not like
not
it's still
super
like
flat, but I would say Raleigh's, that area of Raleigh's a little hillier. And like where you guys are, it's probably similar to where you guys are, where wherever you run, there's like hills up and down, rolling hills.
I mean,
Actually, that area,
I was gonna say
Raleigh
Raleigh's
might be hillier.
really hilly because
That little section might be hillier, actually.
even just
'Cause it's in the
driving. Yeah, I mean, even just driving up and down that one road, I was thinking I said to you, I was like, could you
yeah.
imagine trying to run this road? It was just like straight up one hill, straight down another hill, straight
Well, I
up
think
one
when
hill.
I did the marathon there, it was between 12 and 1,500 feet of elevation for the marathon.
Yeah.
So it has some rolling hills.
Yeah.
Do we have any new 5-star reviews?
Whoop whoop.
All right, remember 5-star reviews. Tom will run 5 miles for you with a task. So Bob is 65 and dopey, my long run companions. I started listening when you had my friend Laura in the studio. After listening to her, I went back and picked up the podcast from episode 1. Thanks for accompanying me on last week's 20-miler. I look forward to more long runs together, maybe even a live one in the future. So thank you, Bob. Obviously, Laura Duxon friend, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't figure out who he was at first. But when it said I messaged Laura. Yeah. He he's I think has a Run Disney running group on Facebook.
Cool.
Oh, awesome.
Is what she had said. So welcome, Bob.
Yeah. So remember, the reviews are great. Also, sharing with your friends is amazing. We've had a lot of that.
Yeah.
Especially from Anna, Maria, and last week with Running Through Wonderland.
Yep.
Jen. A lot of great sharing of the show with people. So much appreciated.
Yeah. And I was chatting with one of our new listeners who was found through the Perfectly Imperfect Maria's Inside the Runner Studio, and it was funny because we were chatting about something else completely, and I sent a picture of my cat, and she was like, "Oh, that's the cat you talked about on your July episode back in like 2020."
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
Oh, when he was a kitten, when you guys stayed here.
When he was a kitten.
When we were going to run to the beach.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
And so it was just funny because I mentioned the cat, and she was like, "Oh, I know that cat." She's like, "That's about where I am in your podcast right now."
Oh my
Because she's
Enjoy the-
listening
Aw.
from the beginning. So hi, Mallory, if you ever get here in a couple months.
That's awesome. I love that. Oh,
It was funny.
All right. What are we running for this week?
this week I thought I was going to refuse to run because I quit running after my terrible race on Saturday. But it looks like I forgot we were doing a 5K when we traveled down to Florida for Mark and Megan's wedding. So I'm running for love.
Amazing.
To jump off of that, I'm running for the poolside drinks that I will be drinking all weekend long while we're celebrating Mark and Megan's wedding. We have a cabana on Saturday. I'm super excited to sit and relax
That'll be nice.
and drink some day drinking poolside fruity drinks.
It's nice that we're
God.
escaping the fall 85-degree weather here
To go to the 80.
89-degree weather there, which is what it's supposed to be
Well,
like
and-
Friday, Saturday.
We are so just old and tired, and we're going to be sitting in the sun just drinking sugar.
Oh my God.
We're going to be
Oh,
so
God.
miserable.
Wasted
Yeah.
and just
I-
dead.
I tried to
Just-
day drink this past weekend, and it was rough. I
Oh
had
my
a,
God.
I had a
yeah.
rough day drinking experience this past weekend.
We were falling asleep at like 8 o'clock.
Oh yeah, that's what happens when you
nice.
day drink, which is
Yeah.
which is nice. I'm just worried about the day drink with the sun, with like
Oh,
the
yeah.
fruity,
Oh,
sugary
yeah.
drinks.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
the next day, we're going to get up and run the 5K for
Yeah.
love.
Oh,
5K
hey.
for love.
I will say right now, because this is going to come out the Monday after. I'm sorry, guys. I did not mean for all of that to happen.
This is a formal
Oh.
apology for our behavior at the
Whatever
wedding.
happened, whatever happened in the
whatever
stories,
went on.
Oh, Lord.
whatever
Yeah.
we may or may not have drunk storied over the
Oh, my
weekend.
God. We have tutus happening. We have.
We do.
Whoever I offended at the wedding, just I apologize.
We are going to be wasted away in Margaritaville.
Oh, it's true.
Oh, my
it's
God.
true. It's true.
I am running for preparation and or lack thereof. We'll get to it in a minute, but I was not prepared to run on Saturday. And this was a huge running weekend with the Baltimore Run Fest, Chicago Marathon, Boston. As of this recording, happened 2 days ago, Monday?
Yesterday.
Yesterday? Because I don't know what date it is. And I know we have a ton of friends that participated in multiple events, all these events, and they all prepared. And you got to prepare to do these things. I was so underprepared for our half. But shout out to everybody that prepares for your races properly. That's what I'm running for. Yeah, that's it.
I am in a similar thing. I'm running to be prepared for Batona. It's my goal race of the year. I don't have a goal time. Just I want to finish and feel fine at the end. It's the 55 miler, of course. I don't know. I'm not doing a ton. Like, I feel pretty good about where I'm at without doing a ton of miles. So this is a weird thing. So I don't know. Like, not a ton of miles is relative, of course. I don't want to like be ridiculous about it. I did like 240, close to 40-mile weeks back to back with 5 Orange Theory classes or 4 Orange Theory classes. And then next week's going to be my big week where I hope to at least tip over 50 for the week. Plus, I think we have 2 classes or 3 classes?
3
classes
Yeah.
and like 50 miles I'm going to do. So that'll be my big week. But like, I'm not doing like a 70-mile week or anything crazy
Well, I
like
don't
that.
think you need to do a 70
Yeah, I feel
mile
like
week
I'm
for
Pretty good.
55.
It's a flat race. I think I can do well, so we'll see. I may be completely unprepared and die in the Pinelands. Who knows?
You
I'll
never
try
know.
not to.
You
Yeah, I'll try
never
not to.
I thought I was prepared. Little did I know.
Little did you know. Either
Oh,
way, I'll
boy.
walk to the end regardless. So I'll get
Irregardless.
there. Irregardless.
So
gosh.
preparing properly for Batona is one of your goals.
Yeah.
As they
Oh.
would say,
And if I finish, I'll be
goal getter.
Goal getter.
We're so good at these transitions, guys.
And now, it's time for our Will Run 4 Goal Getters. Congrats on making your goals, you getters. Oh, who runs this shit?
All right, so I'm going to kick us off here. And let me just say, I did a story on Saturday encouraging everyone to not run on Sunday, and no one listened to me.
It's probably better that way.
I
Diana.
just...
Let's be honest. It's
Oh my
probably
God.
better that no one listened to you, Diana.
I was like, basically, everyone get off the course right now and don't
I
get up and run
We
tomorrow.
were
dying laughing
Yeah.
listening to that story and we like to the point where we showed it to everybody who was with us.
We were all laughing.
We're like,
cracking
we're
up.
like, this is the quality content you get on our podcast.
It's true.
I put a language warning. I was so angry.
Diana, America's anti-coach.
Oh,
Just give up.
God.
It's not worth it.
Oh my God. All right.
So the opposite of what I did and what these people did. So we've got Kathy Breslin. She had a great goal to run Smutty Nose, but not just to run it. She wanted to feel strong throughout, but also be able to exercise the next day, which is key. Not what I did, but she did it. It's awesome. So she said that now that she's getting older, she's incorporating a ton of different things like running and yoga and strength training, and it's keeping her sane, and she's going to keep on training for her December half. So that's awesome, Kathy. Yep. Angie, which I think Erin will talk about a little bit more, but she ran the Chicago Half Marathon 8 months pregnant.
Oh my God, guys. Oh my God.
So
Wait until we hear about this.
I love it. And Angie's one of my favorite humans. And I've said this before, and her and her husband, Andrew Weck, listen, and I just want to say I love Weck, and he's great. But when I met Angie, I was like, man, she's so great. Like, she is just, she's just fantastic. So shout out to Angie. And she gave a shout out to Erin, Anna Runs on Coffee, Susanna, and Leah. So she wanted to thank you guys for running with her.
He's not on the list, but Weck did get a PR.
Oh, yeah, he did. He killed it, too.
Yeah, he killed that. Yeah, it was a hot one, so he didn't make it to his stretch goal or his sub 2 goal, but he got a pretty big PR. I don't remember exactly what it was because he and she didn't write it down, but shout out to Weck anyway.
Awesome. Shout out Weck. And Weck just got me a job at his company, so another shout out to Weck. So yay, Weck. And then Greg. Right, so Greg in Orlando, who was also at Chicago, he said he missed my A, sub 330, B, PR sub 351, C, sub 4, but he did hit my D goal of beating my last in-person PR from WDW 2020 by running a 4:03 at Chicago. So, yay, Greg.
There you go.
The weather was working against you.
That was the Chicago Marathon. We were at the half marathon.
Two different
different weekends. Yeah.
Yep. So, still awesome, Greg. We're super proud of you for that. Raph. Now I can't get it out of my brain because of the stupid show.
Because of Outer Banks.
Because of Outer Banks.
Oh, we're leaving that in there because
Poor Raph.
Poor Raph. And I know it's Raph because of the Ninja Turtles.
That's the best.
But now every time I see it, I'm like, Rafe.
Oh, good. All right.
He is gonna walk with a weighted backpack 5 times a week and run 2 times a week, tightening up his diet, trying to lose weight in order to get a handle on his overall health. Get at it.
Yep.
Get at it, Raph. Adventure to Paradise Fall. Consistency as we are in the middle of the pack and moving. My only goal is to get runs in. I think that's a great goal.
Yeah,
that's a good goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you got
goal.
all that going on. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Jennifer Cook, proud to say she met her last goal and didn't die during Smutty Nose. In fact, she missed a PR just by 7 seconds, but didn't care because she had 0 expectations of finishing under a 2:10, which we did. That is awesome. I love it when you have people that do have these goals and then, even if they miss them, they're still super positive about it.
Yeah.
But
that's
but
awesome.
she did say, my new goal is just taking it one day at a time, being consistent today with nutrition and exercise. She says she gets so caught up in yesterday or tomorrow that it just makes right now seem overwhelming and impossible. So hoping taking it just one day at a time will make it feel more doable. So I wanted to read that whole thing out loud because I just thought it was great. So
That's excellent advice.
Yeah,
Thanks,
that's a
Jen.
great, great outlook.
I agree. All right.
Speaking of great outlooks, who's next?
Anna runs on coffee. So many goals this weekend. I ran a 5K with my daughter and Susanna, and Isabella got her new PR. Did you guys see pictures of her daughter running? It was
so cute.
Pretty awesome. Then Susanna helped me finish another Chicago Marathon. So happy to have this race back and so thankful for amazing running friends. Everyone should have a coach, dopey Disney runner in their lives. Shout out to Susanna.
Yeah.
Perfectly Imperfect Maria. She has a 17-miler on this Saturday. She's going in with a little bit more positivity since her 15-miler went so well. So that means it's probably going to suck. No, it's not, Maria. Look, I'm looking forward to hanging out with friends at Wine and Dine in a couple weeks and being a cheerleader for them. Also looking forward to meeting all of you in like a month and a half, but I may get super shy and avoid you all.
What?
Oh, God. Well,
Like-
I'm going to make a prediction that she is going to have a very good 17-mile run.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Because she's doing it anyway. And
I
that's all
agree.
that matters.
She should have flown down here and done 16 miles with me and maybe turned me around, because good God.
Oh, gosh. Beach Runner 78. Everyone survived wedding planning. Sin, she says, see you soon.
Literally in a few days.
In a couple days before this episode even drops.
Actually, before this episode. We've already been there, guys. It's the future.
So Megan will say, great job.
It's
It was beautiful. It was lovely. One of the
amazing.
best weddings
Oh.
I've ever been to.
Yes.
I can't
absolutely.
believe that your crazy cousin did that thing in front of all those people. I'm just guessing.
Running through Wonderland. She was on inside the runner studio. and
Yeah,
we just
she
wanted
was
to
awesome.
Shout her out. She got a 10K PR.
That's
4
awesome.
minutes we saw.
No, I was going to say, I just loved her. And I don't know if it's come out yet because, again, I don't listen to the show. But
It did.
just,
It did.
Just,
It did.
just the Running Through Wonderland episode, like, I wasn't familiar with her. I didn't really know her other than engaging with her on social media. And I just fell in love. Like, I love when we do these Inside the Runner studios and then we meet all these people that just make our lives so much better.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I can't believe, like, I didn't know you and I didn't have that joy in my life before.
Yeah, she was definitely great. We loved it.
She was awesome.
So if you haven't listened, go back and listen to her.
Yes.
Robert, our friend Robert from around here, from the Striders, he met his goal of feeling good and enjoying the views at Adirondack Marathon on October 3rd. He accidentally, quote unquote, PR'd with a 3-hour, 57-minute marathon,
What?
guys. Come on, stop it. Next bi-weekly goal is a 15K under 1:15 at the Delaware Classic, Distance Classic, coming up in a couple weeks. And then,
I've made mistakes before, but like I've never accidentally PR'd something.
oh, good.
Anyhow,
Kate, she messaged and said she ran 6 of 7 days this week and felt great. She's definitely out of practice, but felt easy and that just motivates her to keep going. Plus, she was able to get her boys out with her. Always an adventure with them. So, yeah, that's
Yay, Kate.
all we have on our official goal getters. But just a couple of quick shout outs. My friend Megan, who I storied,
yeah.
where we did mimosas to celebrate the end of her marathon training. She did her first marathon up in New York, got a 4-hour, 5-minute marathon.
Mohawk Hudson.
She's just amazing.
That's awesome.
Ryan from the Ren Ohana podcast
Yeah.
sub-3'd the Boston
Yeah.
Marathon.
I know. It's unbelievable.
What?
Ryan, you are incredible.
yeah, and
Yeah,
And-
you're going to have to bleep it. It was worth it.
And-
it was worth it.
Not worth.
It was
Totally
worth it.
worth it.
Censor yourself.
It was worth it.
Ryan, I think it was worth it to curse for you. My God.
good job, Ryan.
Yeah, so great job. We definitely had some other people out there who did, we're at Chicago, we had the Taylors at Chicago. We just had a lot of friends out there running big races this weekend. It was a big
Yeah,
one.
Jennifer Hall did Baltimore. You
Oh,
did
that's
not
right,
see her
Baltimore.
because the start lines for the half and the full were at two different spots. So we
Okay.
didn't see
Okay,
her.
yeah. So she did the full. We had Broad Street in Philly went on this weekend.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
that's
it was
right.
a big
Yeah.
race weekend.
It was a huge race weekend.
So-
It was a huge race weekend.
Ton of
Shout
stuff.
out
Did you
to
hear,
everyone who ran.
Did you hear there was a guy that ran Baltimore, got on a plane, flew to Chicago, did Chicago on Sunday, and then flew to Boston and then ran Boston?
Oh my
He's
God,
local.
no.
He's local to us.
He's from Silver Spring,
That's
Maryland.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
That's
been like all
amazing.
over the news and the radio here, and then like all over like all the Maryland running pages.
I think he's
Oh, that's
sub.
really cool.
He's sub like 250 to each of them.
Oh wait, was it Mike Wardian?
No,
No.
it's
No?
this.
Okay.
I think his name is James trough.
He came in
Okay.
second
Okay.
in Baltimore, didn't he?
Yeah, he came
Oh
in
my
second
God.
in Baltimore.
Oh, wow.
Holy
Yeah, because
crap.
I know Mike Wardian did Chicago and then Boston,
but no, he
but I
didn't
don't
do the
think
third,
he. Yeah, I don't think he did. You got
Well,
Shailene
step
out
up
there,
your game, Mike Wardian.
right? You got Shailene out there doing
God.
one marathon, all 6 marathon majors in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I mean, these people are elites. I mean, like the guy that you're talking about. I don't know if he's elite, but
But
he
he's gotta
sounds
be if
like he's
doing
elite.
that, Yeah.
He's got to be right.
That's insane.
Yeah, I couldn't even
Oh,
imagine
gosh.
the way I felt for days to like run another marathon the next day, and I didn't even run a marathon.
If I just had to go to
Oh my
the
gosh.
airport and fly from Baltimore to Chicago to Boston over like 3 days, I would be exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Just flying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and all the flights were canceled, so he had to do like some craziness where like he had to like drive to Detroit from Chicago and then
God.
take a
Well, there
plane to
was
Boston.
there was a bunch of things on the news about there was a bunch of runners in Texas that missed the Boston Marathon because of the flight cancellations. Yikes! I actually can't imagine that either. Like
Oh,
all that
that's gotta
training
stink,
for,
yeah.
and then I know Ryan mentioned it on the pod that he was stressed out about that. That's why he was flying in on Friday and not Saturday.
yeah.
In
Yeah.
case something that way he had
That
a
extra day.
little bit more of a buffer in case something happened with flights.
I think it's worth it whenever we do marathon weekend because the weather's always so spotty. Like we always come in early for that,
Yeah.
or even like Princess. Like we hardly ever
Yeah.
come in like the day before, just because.
Yeah, well, that's what like Anna Runs on Coffee and I were talking about. That's why she was saying she always flies in on Tuesday night, even if
Mhm.
in case something happens that she still has like all of Wednesday to figure out how to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you need to drive or whatever you need to do. Yep.
Oh gosh.
All right. So are we going to jump into our race reports that we've been teasing all episode?
The
Yeah.
oatmeal raisin classic, as I see someone has written on
oatmeal
the
raisin classic. Oh,
which
God.
is odd because I didn't know that that's what it was called, but I guess the Chicago half is the oatmeal raisin classic.
I can't wait to hear
Yeah.
all about this race. I'm so excited.
I'm putting that on Wikipedia. I'm changing to Wikipedia.
I don't know who put that in the show notes, but I am dying. So I showed up to Anna's house with a package in hand that had oatmeal raisin cookies and oatmeal raisin bars and a thing of raisins, like just a package of raisins. I think I had yogurt covered raisins.
Can
I
I
went
just
all out with raisins?
Can I just say, and I'll go on record as saying this, and I don't want to have like a radical point of view that's going to alienate viewers or anything, listeners or anything like that, but the amount of anti oatmeal raisin cookie sentiment that is shared on our social media platforms
It's
is
extreme.
appalling. It's appalling, actually, and I'm just saying if it doesn't stop, I might need to go free agent.
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so the oatmeal raisin classic. It was pretty good. So Anna had asked me I don't know, back in the summertime if I wanted to come out to Chicago to do this race, and she caught me in a mood, so I said yes. Because we hadn't been traveling and I didn't look at the calendar and realize that meant that I was traveling for an extra weekend. But it was fine. It was kind of a whirlwind. I flew in late Friday. We had all day on Saturday in Chicago, kind of touring. And then on Sunday was the race. And then I literally flew out that Sunday night. So it was just like a super quick in and quick out kind of weekend. But it was fun. Susanna ran it and Leah ran it and Anna, and then your friend Angie and Andrew. So I had messaged with them and we made some arrangements to meet up with them for the race and also for brunch afterwards. Saturday, we went to the race expo. Well, Saturday we did like a little run around Millennium Park because I didn't realize that the race itself was nowhere near like the where the city part of the city was. So
Yeah.
I had kind of wanted to see like the Bean and like the Millennium Park and like that area.
Yeah.
So Anna took me on like a little run tour just because it's faster to get places when you're running, I guess. So we ran in between places, but I mean, we were doing like 20 plus minute miles because we were stopping for so many pictures. So
Yeah.
it was fun. Anna made a shirt that said strangers from the internet and we wore our sparkle
Aw.
skirts and it was adorable.
Cute.
And then Susanna came in, and Leah was already with Anna and I, and we went over to the expo. The expo was the most expo-y thing that I've been to since the pandemic began.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it was really small because it's like a small half marathon. But it had actual like vendors and like where you could, it said, had the hashtag run chai and the big letters. So we took pictures there. It was nice because it was just, I don't know, I haven't been to like a bigger race event since COVID began. So it was my first time. We went to dinner. We had a nice pre-race dinner at a place called Carnival. We had some drinks, some cotton candy. I don't know. It was good. It was fun. We got to dress up a little. We did you know what else we did? We did that day that you recommended, Diana, the architectural boat tour.
Oh, it's so great.
It's so great.
So it was a great way to see the city skyline, learn a little bit about the buildings, take lots of pictures, have a couple drinks on a boat. It was fun. So the next morning we went to the race. We parked at, so they have shuttles from like the Millennium Park area all the way down to where the race began. But we decided that we were going to drive. So we parked, and then we had like a mile walk to the start from where we parked because they allow parking at like some science museum. So we had to walk from the science museum all the way to the start. And then baggage check was all the way around the other side. And Leah wanted to do baggage check. So it was just like a weird setup of the way, like you had to pass the start line to go all the way past it to get to like a baggage check. So we went out that way. We actually lost Leah for a little while. Because she did the baggage check and we went to the bathroom and then we couldn't find each other.
Oh, no.
But we knew that we were going to, I had been texting with Angie. So I knew she was in like one of the last corrals. So we knew we were going to go meet her towards the end. So we just kept saying, meet us at the back of the corrals. And so luckily we were wearing gold sparkle skirts and pink boas. Feather boas. So we were very easy,
as always.
Yes, we were very easy to spot. We were wearing all shirts that said bougie AF. And then we bought little gold crowns to put on our heads, and we got a lot of compliments on the course because even when we crossed the finish line, some woman came up to us and was like, I just kept following you guys because I knew that like I just had to be behind you guys the whole time and you guys were so easy to pay attention to and spot. So I just said, keep the gold sparkle skirts in your sight and you'll get to the finish.
Nice.
So that was fun. Yeah.
I love that.
So we Angie. It was like a rolling there was no, like you guys have talked about, like the start line was just kind of like the way that it's always been. It was a little crowded. You were in the corrals and they just rolled you through the start line.
Yeah.
And Angie had talked about like, if you guys don't want to stay with me, it's fine. I had talked to the girls a little bit the night before and said, oh, well, she's pregnant. You know, let's find her, see what her plan is as far as like if she's going to do intervals. I don't know exactly what her plans are because Angie had asked me if we were running intervals. And I said, I don't think we'd plan to, but you know, we'll talk about it and see what happens. And I know something Susanna and I have talked a lot about is with the end of the pandemic, especially when you get the opportunity to run with friends, you don't want to miss out on those. So I knew for Susanna and I, it was all about being together and having fun. And Angie just blended right in with our group. She's 35 weeks pregnant.
Yeah,
Amazing.
She's a rock star.
Yeah.
And I am so happy. She like immediately felt comfortable. She called out intervals the whole time. Like when she needed to walk, we walked. When she needed to run, we ran. You know how like I don't know how you guys feel about intervals, but like I know that when I've run with some other people, when they feel uncomfortable about calling out their intervals because they don't. I don't know. Do intervals ever make you self-conscious?
I mean, no. I'll blame because the two times that I can really think about it where like it's a big group and we're calling loudly, is
Mhm.
Shamrock and Flying Pig. And it's
Okay.
like it's like Brittany, and it's like, 5 to 15 people. So it's like it's the whole thing about it.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying, but like,
Yeah, I mean, I would say, I guess it depends, right? Because, I mean, I mainly run with my friends Nikki and Nicole, and we decide before we start running, like, what our intervals are going to be that day. But I think if it was like me coming to meet you guys and we were going to run, and I said I was going to do intervals, and you guys said, well, we'll do them with you. I don't know. I may be a little weird about calling them out. Like,
because I think that I've experienced that a couple times where I've run with people and they're like, well, I mean, we can adjust the intervals as we go, or like, whatever you feel comfortable with. But like the moment Angie started calling intervals and we were just easily like, you call them, we'll do whatever you want to do, and we'll see how it goes. She was like, okay, and immediately started calling her intervals. Like, it's time to run, it's time to walk. And so that's what we did. I think Leah may have been a little concerned that she was going to give birth on the course.
Well, I mean, I think fair
that's
concern.
probably a legitimate concern.
I think there was some other people who watched Angie run by and were like, oh my God, she's so pregnant.
Also very concerned.
We had some woman who actually walked up to us and was like, can I take your picture to like the group? And we were like, sure. And we thought it was because we were all dressed up in our Sparkle stuff and she thought it was funny. And she's like, no, Angie needs to be in the middle. I want the picture of the pregnant lady. We were
Oh
like,
my God.
this is really weird.
Amazing.
nice.
We realized that it was not about us at all, and it was all about the fact that she wanted the picture with Angie's baby bump, and she kept like, those women who almost want to touch it.
Yeah.
So we had one of those kind of situations. But other than that, we stopped on the course. We took selfies at all the different opportunities we had. There weren't a ton. It wasn't like a hugely crowd supported race, but there were some people out there with signs. There was a couple dogs that I pet. So yeah, I mean, it's not a long race report. It was just a lot of fun. It was really good. We had a lot of fun. And it was really good just being out there running with people that were just out there to have fun and support each other.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this is an observation that I had because the last time our last episode was Rockin' the Knob, and I feel like, Erin, specifically, you got in your head a little bit about like just being down on yourself maybe, and like you really wanted to find a spark and the joy of running again. And I feel like this came at an opportune time for you. Like this came at the perfect time, and this experience came at the perfect time for you because like just following along with your stories and you just had a fun weekend doing something that you love with people that are just, fun, right?
Yeah.
And so I feel like this experience happened at the absolute right time for you.
Yeah, it was like the thing that I feel like has been missing for the last 2 years of my life without like having, it's been since Run Disney 2020 that I did a fun run because there hasn't been like, these kinds of races with spectators and people with signs and, that kind of thing. So, and where you could dress up and, be silly with your girlfriends. So I don't know. Yeah, it just, I think that's what I've been saying is that this is what I need right now is just to find the joy in running again. And it's something that's sort of been missing a little bit. So doing this and then now going and do Space Coast and then running Disney again. I think I just needed a little mental break from like the monotony of actual training to find some joy in the actual run again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little sad I wasn't able to go, but I definitely want to run Chicago at some point. Not the marathon. I'll do the half at some point, but we'll see when that actually happens. Maybe not next year, maybe the year after.
Yeah. Well, so Susanna and Anna actually ran the Chicago Marathon this past weekend, and they ran it together, and they did the same thing where they danced and they had all sorts of fun. And I was like, oh man, that looks like so much fun. But I'm not sure if you're familiar with her, Chicken Hat Cheerer from Team Shenanigans. She is always at mile 20.5 on the marathon course in Chicago, and she wears a big chicken hat and she always has all kinds of like supplies, and she has like wagons full of food and drinks. And Brian Marks from Team Shenanigans met her this year, and they just looked all the videos and everything I saw every single time people came in to see them just looked like so much fun that now I might be Team Chicken Hat Cheerer instead of Team wanting to run Chicago Marathon.
Oh, there you go.
Ah.
Oh,
Spectating and like bringing the joy to the runners is always kind of a fun time too.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'll go to Chicago in a heartbeat.
oh yeah, Tom
Yeah.
loves Chicago.
Guys, want to go cheer Chicago Marathon next year?
Let's see how things pan out.
Let's put a pin in that.
It's an option. It's definitely an option.
Yeah, so that was it. We went to brunch afterwards with our medals because we're obnoxious.
And didn't you say that you thought it was like a cute little brunch place and it was like insane
like a
sports
club.
bar?
It was like a
Oh,
club
God.
/ sports bar. So depending on which section you were in, it was either club music or it was like sports bar.
The
And it was
Bear.
just, it was like
Duh,
insane.
Bears.
And so and anytime there was a commercial, a DJ came on and started playing.
Oh.
We're like,
Michael,
cute little
that sounds
place.
like
Oh,
right up your
God.
alley.
I would die. Oh my god.
We
so
couldn't
mad.
even hear each other. Like, what? There was like 8 of us,
Yeah.
and Weck was on the other side of the table. We could not hear each other. It was
I'll tell you,
insane.
Orange Theory's like that sometimes,
yeah.
and it's annoying. But yeah, oh,
You're
God.
the only one who thinks the music in Orange Theory is too loud.
Oh my God, it's too loud. No, ours is too loud.
Sometimes it is actually a little too loud because
God.
it's so loud that you almost can't hear him talking over his own music.
Yeah, there's a
Like
few
when he's trying to
that,
give you
that don't
instructions.
balance it out real well. So
Like he doesn't turn it down
Yeah.
when he's talking,
Oh,
and you're
I
like,
feel
"What did he
like-
just say?"
like, huh?
Our people like control it all from like their little
Yes.
microphone thing.
Yeah.
And whenever
That's
they
what
talk,
they
the
do.
music goes down.
Yeah, that's what you would think, but I guess
You
this,
get one
the
or
one
two
guy that
coaches
just doesn't know
yeah,
how to do that properly. Anyway.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I had a really good experience. I hear Diana had an amazing experience as well at the
Oh
Baltimore.
my God. So
Marathon.
cranky.
Well, you
So,
guys
let
did
me-
not see the attractive white couple, right?
No, because I couldn't be around people. I
No.
was like, we're not even looking for them. I was like, we have to leave right now. I was so
Wow.
cranky.
And we would
Sorry, Kyle and Jacqueline.
We didn't
Don't-
even
You'll have
stay
to
for a
excuse
beer.
our.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Oh wow!
No, they didn't
Wow.
want to see me. I'm gonna
You
be
munching-
real.
You munching on your banana during that video.
Oh my God,
may
it
have
was
been
amazing.
the best thing I've seen in a
Oh
long
my
time.
God!
It was so bad. I didn't even care. I watched it. I was like, maybe I should re-record it. And I was like, I don't give a what's going on. Because people needed to feel my pain.
Oh
So
God!
let me just say, I was in Disney the weekend before. So we had run 12 miles at the 12 miler a couple weeks before. And then I did like maintenance runs. 6 miles, 7 miles, whatever, which should have gotten me through. So I don't know what the hell happened. We went to Disney, of course, didn't run, but we were walking miles a day,
Standing
then-
all day.
standing all day, which should have been fine. So then I had to get on a plane from Orlando, fly to Phoenix, and then I didn't get home from Phoenix until 1 o'clock the next day.
Oh,
Or the day before the race. So I literally got off the plane, started doing my laundry, and then had to run this dumb race the next day.
oh my God! That sucks.
the dumb race that she's talking about is the Baltimore Running Festival. There,
It's lovely.
there
Actually, I say I'm not going to do it every year. And the one year Erin came and did it, I refused to do it because I hate it so much. So I don't even know how I got talked into doing it again, honestly.
Oh my God!
so they have a 5K, a 10K, a half, and a full, and a couple different challenges, I guess. And we did the Baltimorean, not Baltimorean, Baltimorean
Yes. Well,
challenge, which is the 5K followed by the half marathon.
Gotcha.
Which
and it's
why?
it's part of the King Crab Challenge, which
Mhm.
was the Baltimore 10 miler, the Frederick Half Marathon, and the Baltimore Half Marathon. So we were going to get a ton of medals for this, which was awesome. And I run for the bling all the time. But yeah, I was not prepared either.
Now, Tom is really excited because he's wanted this king crab medal for like years, I feel like. He's like so excited about it.
It's like a dinner plate. It's huge.
Kyle and Jacqueline, when they posted on their stories, like Kyle put it in front of his face, and it like you couldn't see his face anymore because
Yeah,
like
it's
the whole
huge.
medal was so big. But did you see that they were crabs? Anyway,
They were
I
crab
did.
costumes.
They
I
were-
did.
Yeah.
I did.
You guys
I
wearing crabs?
actually saw
I was
Jacqueline
crabby.
on the course. She didn't see me, but like when we got up to Lake Montebello, she was much farther ahead than I was, and she was moving a lot faster than me. But it like kind of doubles back on itself, so you kind of see people that
Oh
are
yeah.
farther
Yeah.
ahead. So I did see her run by me with the crab hat. I was not on her heels by any means, but
All right, here the issue with Baltimore is that it is so hilly. And the half marathon is just the worst parts of the marathon.
Oh no.
And I forget, one year I did it and we counted the hills. And we weren't counting like little gradual uphills. We were counting like actual hills, and it got over 20.
Oh my god.
It is just terrible and it's exhausting. And as soon as I finished again, I was like, I'm never doing this race again. And then I remembered we're doing stupid dopey. So I'm probably going to end up having to do it again next year so I can get 16 miles on a training run.
yep.
That's true. Yeah.
That's how you do
there's
it.
And then
that.
I got immediately angry.
Immediately angry. Oh my god.
Yeah, the thing about Baltimore. Well, a couple observations. There's a lot of on-course support.
Yes.
Support from like all the neighborhoods come out and people make it a party. It was a really fun race.
Yeah.
Despite how miserable I was.
Yeah, despite how if I was in a better mood, it would have been great because like the city is back, like all the neighborhoods were great.
Yeah.
Patterson Park was great. I saw my friend Chris that I used to work with. It's so funny when I finished the race, he was at the finish line waiting for his wife, and he's like, "Did you hear a random person screaming go Diana in Patterson Park? That was me." So like
Oh,
so
my
there was
gosh.
just like a lot of support out there. Like all the neighborhoods were blasting music and had pots and pans, and like it's a great course for that. It's just that the course is really challenging. So they call it mini Boston. Because of just how bad and hilly it is.
That's awesome that the neighborhoods were all out though. Again, I wondered whether or not that was going to be like that.
Well, it was weird because when we got there, we were like, this is so weird because usually down Pratt Street, which is kind of the main street, there's just a ton of people there. And we're like, God, no one's out here. No one's going to be cheering the races. And as soon as you got out of like downtown and into the neighborhoods, then and the neighborhoods are still city neighborhoods, but when you got out of like where all the corporate buildings are and down where like the row homes in the different neighborhoods and what is it near Patterson Park? What is that neighborhood?
Fells Point,
No, that's not right.
Mount Vernon.
Yeah, kind of like the Mount Vernon area had a bunch of people. Near Patterson Park had a ton of people. Like, so all the neighborhoods had just a ton of people out. So that was awesome. Tom went to the expo by himself on Friday because I was on a plane.
It was a typical expo. It was there was a lot of people there.
Just
I think
like
they
normal
said
again.
just like normal. I think between all four races, they said that there were 10,000 runners.
What's it
Just-
normally?
I don't-
Bigger than that.
I don't know.
It's
It
normally
seemed
like
a lot
30,
bigger.
40,000 people, I feel
Okay.
like. It's
For all the
huge.
races, yeah.
It's huge. Yeah.
But no, it was a nice expo. Easy to get in and out. I got there right when it opened. But yeah, I don't know. Baltimore, I think our experience should not deter someone, because I was completely undertrained for this one.
See,
Or at least it
I don't
felt
think
like I
I
was.
don't think I was undertrained. I think running is dumb. Like, and I think your body betrays you even when you put in the work. And that's
That
why
can
I
happen.
think we should just stop. Like,
Was it hot?
It had to be warm,
No.
right?
it was beautiful.
It was perfect conditions.
The weather
Huh.
conditions could not have been better. It was
Wow.
overcast. It was a tiny bit warm kind of the later it gets in the day because the half marathon doesn't start until
Yeah.
10. But like it didn't get into like the high 70s. I mean, it was like low 70s. It would have been perfect race conditions if
Yeah.
I wasn't being a little
That's
like
true. That's true. It was like overcast, like the sun wasn't beating down on you.
No, it could not have been better conditions. I don't know if it was just me traveling, and then we woke up
that'll
and it's
do it.
early. The 5K starts at 7:30, so you have to get into the city at like the butt crack of dawn. I didn't want to wake up, so I was cranky from the beginning. We did a story walking to the start line, and then I was like, "We're gonna walk out the 5K, and then I'll feel better." And I actually kind of did. So we walked out the 5K, and I walked with Tom. And it's just like a little out and back.
Mhm.
And it's cute because like all the kids were going, and we were like, oh, you know, when my nephew gets a little bigger, we're going to take him and we're all going to do this. And then things changed very rapidly once the half started.
It's also
man.
it's also a weird amount of time to wait
Yes.
in between races.
Yeah.
Because even if you're walking like a 15 or 20-minute mile, say a 5K takes you an hour
Yeah.
at the most to walk, even if, you know, it's still 8:30 and your next race is until 9:45.
Yeah.
So you're just
yeah.
hanging around.
Yeah.
Just
so
waiting.
that was also
Yeah.
that was part of the problem. So like I had a banana. I sat on the grass. I kind of laid down, which was probably a mistake. So with that hour, it's your body doesn't know what to do. And then it was like, okay, we're going to get up and we're going to run this half. And usually my body controls me because my first couple miles are always trash and they're forever going to be trash. But I guess I was actually warmed up and I took off like a lunatic. I did Tom's approach to running any race where I
yes.
like
The old staple.
Oh
where I
man.
took off way too fast. Like my first mile was like an 11-minute even, basically.
Oh, my
like it was
God.
super fast. Like I didn't really do the intervals. We started way too early up in the corral. So
Oh,
then we were
wow.
with like super fast people. So I was like, I couldn't like, even if I wanted to start and do intervals, I couldn't because I was going to get run over. So that was like the first mile. And then I kind of started doing my intervals and I felt actually pretty good up until about like mile 3 or 4. And then my legs started to feel like lead. Like I felt really tired. My feet started to hurt. And then I had to pee again. That old chestnut Diana always has to pee during a race. No bathrooms until mile 7. We get to mile 7, I can finally pee. And they're giving out like goo and like nutrition at that point. And I realized I hadn't eaten any nutrition.
Oh
at all.
no. Oh,
So, like,
no.
I was like, what am I doing? Like, have I forgotten what running is? Like,
Everything.
'cause
Yeah. Have I
usually,
forgotten
like,
everything?
Like, because I usually take something like every like 3 miles. So I use a lot like those little blocks. So at mile like 3, I'll do like 2 little blocks and then I'll do it again at mile 6 and I'll do like 2 more or whatever. So I like wasn't taking my nutrition. My feet started to hurt. And then
man.
my legs, and I could tell, because that's usually one of those telltale signs that you haven't done your nutrition and your hydration properly, is that your legs are heavy.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
my
yeah.
legs were so heavy. And I don't know why my brain didn't realize that it was because I hadn't eaten until I physically saw other people doing nutrition. And then I was like, oh, I'm an idiot. So, like, my brain wasn't working. Running is stupid.
To be fair, you've been traveling a lot. I just feel
Right
like-
up to the day
I feel
before,
like that. Yeah, I feel like that plays a part in like your brain not being able to function properly.
Yeah.
I think part of the problem is Shamrock went pretty well this year.
Mhm.
The 12-miler went well. Frederick
Yeah.
went really well. Like, I feel like we had a level of confidence going into this race because we know the course. We know what to expect. We're like, we can do this.
We got too big for our britches.
Yeah. Again, you got to prepare. You got to prepare.
But
Oh,
gotta
again,
respect
I
it.
think I don't want to give excuses, but let me list out a bunch of excuses.
Oh my God.
Like, I just don't think my heart was in it because I was just so tired from all the travel, and I should have.
100%.
I don't
that
know
happens.
if I should, but like I'm wondering, like, should I have called it when I was that miserable in the morning? Like,
we always question that.
yeah, like, because it wasn't like a physical thing; it was definitely like a mental thing. And then I was so glad I checked a bag because I could not get my OOFAs on fast enough. Like, my feet were throbbing. And so, like I said, we didn't even like stick around for a beer. Like, after.
Yeah.
Oh, and then all the stupid 5K runners, myself included,
Mhm.
they ate all the potato chips. So there
All
were
I
no
wanted-
chips at
all
the
I
end of the
Oh,
race.
no.
They had bullshit
Oh.
kiwis
You
and
could-
oranges and apples. And no one
Oh my
wants that.
gosh.
And that banana I had all over my face.
Oh,
like,
God.
that was it.
all they wanted was potato chips. They did have crab soup.
Well, they did have crab
Oh,
soup. That
yeah.
was
Well,
delightful.
there you go. Yeah.
It's
Tom,
delicious.
why was your race bad?
Again, I feel like I had a level of confidence because I felt really good at Frederick. I felt really good at the 12-miler. Like, I'm like, am I just able to do a half marathon now? And I have not trained properly. And I was like, I put a lot of faith into the 8-9 miles each day that we spent in Disney. And I was
Mhm.
like, at least, and now I'll have like fresh legs and I'll be ready to go. And I don't know.
But that
It
was
just it caught me on a bad day. I mean, like, we have Philly coming up, we have Space Coast coming up. I know Space Coast may be a bit of a fun run, but like I want to feel better for Philly.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I wanted to die after Baltimore.
yeah. I was, and then I didn't stretch because I was in a bad mood. So I betrayed my body.
Yeah.
So then I was walking around like I was 90 all day Sunday. Didn't go to Orange Theory on Monday because I was still hobbling around.
Oh, God.
I like finally foam rolled last night because I couldn't take it anymore.
Oh, man.
And I was just crying. But we
just-
should have been trained enough. So again, I think it was
You
definitely
might have had
I
just
mean,
a bad day.
just
I
some
feel like-
mental
Bad day.
day.
Yeah, I was gonna say mental plays almost as big of a part as the physical does, if not more sometimes. Because once your brain goes to shit,
Yeah.
I mean, it's sometimes that's hard to come back from.
Yeah.
So
And also, we walked the 5K together, which was actually really nice. And then I asked Tom if he just wanted to run the half with me and we would do just whatever intervals. And he said no. So he didn't want to run with me. So he
Wait.
knew the badness that
Wait.
was
Oh,
coming
man.
at him.
No, because I kind of knew that I would turn into a little. I'm not going to even swear, Michael. I would turn into a little bit of a bee, and start punking out. And I didn't want to attach myself to somebody else. I just wanted to survive this and put in my headphones and just be lost in the city. So like, I didn't want to have you attached to my train wreck of a run that I was already gearing up to do. So,
Yeah.
See, and I feel like the morning I felt like crap. After the 5K, I was like, okay, let's do it. But I don't know.
A quick statistical note on both races, just as a point of interest. Your half marathon in 2019 had 6,900 entrants. This year it had 3,200.
Wow.
So cut in half.
So just under half. Chicago half in 2019 had 7,683 finishers. 4,900. So not quite half, but
Mhm.
pretty close. So these races are definitely running on fumes, I guess. I mean, it's not fumes. It's still 5,000 people. But yeah, I mean, yeah. Support your local race directors, people, if you want your races to stick around.
Yeah.
I actually couldn't believe that this went on because Baltimore's been on lockdown. Like everyone was thinking it was going to get canceled. And I think it's so, I guess it's because of the marathon. Just that half marathon starts so late. So by the time like someone like me, especially on Saturday, because that was really slow, like when you're finishing, it's like damn near the middle of the afternoon, and people in the city are pissed. Like
They're
they
like,
are
yo, we want to do
done.
stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
They are like in the cars. They're getting out of the
Do you
cars.
remember-
They're yelling at the cops. Like,
Do you remember the one we ran together, Tom, where they were yelling out the windows?
Yep. Same
when
thing.
we were trying to cross the street. The cop had them like stopped at an intersection, and the one guy started screaming, "What the f? Blah blah blah! You can't have these roads closed. Yada yada yada." And I was like, "What is happening?"
Yes, every year.
It is so advertised and communicated, and there are signs everywhere. Like,
yeah, there are signs on every lamppost with like the date.
Yeah.
like,
That is
I get
actually
it.
one of
I
the
get it,
things
but
I
knock it
distinctly
off.
remembered. Yeah.
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 oh yeah, Baltimore does not
all
have
right.
time for our mess. So,
That's funny.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm not in the mood to run, so we'll see. Although I did run an Orange Theory today, so that was okay.
There
Just
you go.
just a quick couple shout outs for Baltimore. We mentioned Jen Hall. She did the full marathon. My friend Kapil, he did the full marathon.
He said he did it really fast too, right?
He
You
did
looked up
like
his results.
4 hours or something.
Yeah.
4:07 or something. Our friends Ryan and Nicole did the 10K, which was funny because the 10K started at 8. We started our 5K at 7:30, so we finished, sat in the grass, and waited, and then they came and hung out with us before the half.
Yeah.
It's just weird, but
Yeah, it was interesting because the 10K and the half started at one location, like in the stadiums, and then the half and the 5K started in the same spot, right at the Inner Harbor. So it was weird. It was interesting because people were not in the right spots in the morning. Like you'd overhear someone talking like, "Oh yeah, I'm running the half marathon," or "I'm running the marathon," and you'd hear someone respond, "You're not at the right start line, right? Like it's at the other side." Like people were not in the right spots.
spoiler alert:
Oh,
people do
God.
not pay attention.
Oh man.
So Charles Street 12 is really nice. I love that race. I love Soul the City. I do love some Baltimore races. I just don't love the Baltimore Half Marathon.
All right. We should probably move on to something. Tom, why don't you move us on to something good?
Something good. Okay, so this is kind of, I don't know if this is juvenile, but I started building the Lego Ecto 1 Ghostbuster car,
Oh, okay.
which is like
Ooh,
2,000 pieces.
Oh my God.
And I'm enjoying the crap out of it. I don't know. It's Legos. They're not new, but I'm enjoying putting this thing together, and that's my something good.
I think that's great.
Awesome.
I also think it's great that you're doing that and I can go in the other room and watch whatever I want.
You see, it starts off nice, and then it's
And
like
then it takes a
I also
turn.
like it. I also like it how it's just getting you out of my face.
Oh man.
So that's
And
my
it takes
something
a
good.
turn. Yeah.
Legos, it's amazing.
I do love you. Oh God.
God.
So I've gone full Halloween and I've been watching Halloween movies, which is why it was kind of nice because then Tom didn't have to watch. Mostly it's because I watch a lot of trash. And so Tom doesn't have to sit through that. But my something good for this week is the Muppets Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
It is so great. It's so great. It's so self-aware. It's so fun. It feels like the Muppets. If they would just get the voice actor for Kermit back,
Yeah.
it would just be perfection.
Perfect.
Because the guy, he's fine. Like it's so great. I also don't, and this could go into a Muppet tangent. So Muppet fans out there, like, let's have a conversation at some point. But like, I don't know why Rizzo was a main character for so long, and now all of a sudden it's Pepe. Bring Rizzo back. That would also make me happy.
Mhm.
But I don't know. It's a great special. I laughed out loud. I watched it like 3 times over the weekend.
Yeah, she did.
Awesome.
They were watching it in Raleigh when we were there.
Oh yeah,
That was like their nighttime
yeah.
wind down. I am going to do something really random. My couch is my something good. And I can't wait to come home from vacation and have this be the last thing we travel for over a month, and just sit on my couch for more than like an hour at a time. Like, just get like a loungy Saturday going where I can sit on my couch for like just even 3 or 4 hours watching something on TV.
Mhm.
It's been a long time since, I mean, you keep talking about all this other stuff. Like, you text us like all the Netflix stuff you're watching, all this, and making comments. I'm like, we don't have time for it. We just don't have time right now.
It's
Well,
true.
I'm happy you get to get reacquainted with your couch.
Yeah, me and my
I'm
couch.
Very, very familiar with mine.
My something good is a little uplifting film called 1 Hour Photo.
Oh my God.
Robin Williams?
Yes. An uplifting tale of a man who works at a 1 Hour Photo place. Originally saw it when it was out in theaters. Recently, I believe it's on HBO Max right now, so I revisited it. Probably Robin Williams' best performance, most subtle performance.
I don't know. Insomnia is pretty good too.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
Insomnia
yeah.
is really good.
He's very dialed back in this and very different, but also Insomnia, he's not very over the top either. But yeah, just really, I like the movie a lot. There's a few things that I would change in it to make it a little better, but just very uplifting tale of a gentleman who prints 1 hour photos for a family that he truly loves and just wants to
Guys,
help out.
it's not uplifting. I don't know what he's talking
I would watch
about.
it with like around the Thanksgiving table together. All get together and watch it.
God.
Yeah,
That's nice. That's nice.
God.
that's what I would do.
Oh my God, guys.
And then watch like Aladdin right after it.
Oh.
So
My
1 hour
God.
photo. If you've never seen it, check it out. It's on HBO Max.
Listen, I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying it's not uplifting. It is not.
No.
This is not, like, if you really don't know what 1 hour photo is, don't listen to a single word Michael just said.
No, do a lot of research before
Here's
you
the
watch
thing. In this and only this situation, do your own research. Only this situation.
God.
Check it out on IMDb.
Yeah, just throw it up on IMDb or Letterboxd or something. And
Oh my God.
but you don't want to get spoiled either, though. So, it's a good
God.
movie. It's a good movie. Classic
I
Williams
watched it
performance.
once when it came out in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And was like, that's it. I don't need to see that again.
That's most people's reaction, Diana.
Well,
Like,
because you got
people's
all the
reaction.
joy you could out of his
Oh my
his
God.
love for
All
the
right.
family.
All right.
It's so disturbing. God. Watch
I
Muppet.
can't. I
Watch
can't.
Muppet Haunted
Yeah.
Mansion. It's
Yes.
so great.
Play
Yes.
with Legos and sit on your couch.
Yeah.
All right. I think that brings us to the end. Thank you all for listening. Please continue to listen. Go back, check out older episodes. I won't vouch for the quality, but we really appreciate each and every one of you. And so this is Tom for Erin, Michael, and Diana. Waiting for Diana's reaction. Reminding you that only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far they can go.
I think that was
That's
Sai's
either-
motto.
That's either T.S. Eliot or Moana.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.